Alright, so it is time for Fancy Friday. I am Brenda, and I am here to talk to you about being fancy. And that is not just clothes, okay? That is everything that you have that you think should be preserved for certain times, fancy days, other people. Like, you've got a long ball gown, and you're like, yeah, I really need to save this for a fancy time. I need to save this for a fancy dance or something. And then you find out that you've got that gown in your closet and you haven't worn it for 4 or 5 years. But you really like it and it's beautiful, but you've been saving it. And what are you saving it for? A time, okay? And like I said, it's not just clothes, it's tablecloths, china, whatever you have that you're not using regularly. Okay, and so I think it's a thing that we do to ourselves, that we think we don't deserve those things, that we need to save them for other people or other times, and then when we look, we realize we're not getting any enjoyment out of it like we really should, right? The thing is, we should be enjoying those things. And if we're not enjoying those things, then we need to look at why. Why are we not enjoying them? Are we not enjoying them because we're not using them? Are we not enjoying them because we really don't like them? Okay, if you don't like them, then it's time to get rid of them. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. But if you don't like them and you're just keeping them because you bought them and you spent money on them, then it's time to go. But if you really like them and you're not using them, then you need to step back and say, why am I not using them? And most of the time you'll find it's because you don't think the time is right, or you think you need to save it for a better time. You look at your china and you go, it would be really silly of me to use that china, that beautiful china, sitting in my living room in front of the TV watching Criminal Minds. And honestly, it really wouldn't. Okay? Because you would be getting enjoyment out of something that is yours. Okay? Whether you paid for it or somebody else paid for it, it's yours, and you're not getting enjoyment out of it because you're saving it for somebody else or for a different time than now. So that is what Fancy Friday is all about. For me, it's clothes, and I like to come here on Fridays and show you the clothes that I've dressed up in and talk about Fancy Friday and my idea of we should be using what we have. Now I want to step back a second and I want to say hello to my dad. He is my biggest fan. He watches every Fancy Friday that I have, and he wakes up on Friday morning and wants to know if the video is ready. So I just want to say a hi and an I love you and a thank you for being the best dad in the whole wide world. And my stepmother Judy, she is always a big fan of mine, and she always makes sure that my dad has the video so that he can watch it. And I just want to say thank you to her too. And any of you who watch on a regular basis, I want to say thank you. It really feels good to know that some of you watch and you enjoy, and maybe I actually might make a difference. And that would make me feel really, really good. I also want to give another thank you. So today is exactly 1 year since I had a cornea transplant in my left eye. And I now have beautiful sight. So I want to thank everyone who is on the list to donate, not just organs, but corneas and anything else that can be donated. So if you have put yourself on that list, thank you. If you are a family member of somebody who has passed away and you have helped give away their organs, I want to say a huge thank you. Luckily, I have not needed major organs, but something as small as a cornea, something you might not think of, has made a huge difference in my life, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you. All right, so I said I would kind of talk about if you're not loving it and you're not using it. So I just want to kind of say this really quickly to my dad. Okay, my dad is a minimalist and he doesn't like clutter. And he has taken what I've said, if you don't use it, then get rid of it, to heart. And that's not exactly what I mean, okay? If you have shirts that you love, but it's winter and you're not using them because they're summer, or it's summer because you're not using the winter, you don't need to get rid of them. You can just kind of set them aside. Don't get to the point where you only have 2 things to wear, and because you got rid of all the other stuff, especially because I said if you don't use it, lose it. That's not really what I mean. If it's in your closet and you can't stand it, get rid of it, okay? But find things you love. Love is the key point, and enjoy, okay? If you're enjoying your china and you love it so much, that pattern is a pattern that you love, then keep it, but start enjoying it more. That's the whole point, okay? But if you have a china set and you can't stand it, and that's why you're not using it, it's time to get different china. It's time to give that to somebody who would love it, and to find what you do love, okay? But keep the outfits or the clothes that you like. It doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, I love that colored shirt. But if you get use out of it and you enjoy it and you wear it, wearing it is getting use of it, then keep it. But make sure that you're using the stuff that you love. And that's the whole point, is if you love it, break it out and start using it. Stop just using it once a month, or excuse me, once a month is great. Stop using it just once a year or once a decade, okay? That is the point of this, all right? You deserve to be able to use the things that you have in your house, and you deserve to not have to make an excuse of, well, I'll wait till company's coming, or it's really expensive. I need to save it for a better time. No more excuses. Break it out and use it. Okay, so it's time to look at my dress. So this is actually not really mine, but isn't it pretty? I really like the flowers. It's very definitely a spring/summer dress. It hits me basically right above the knee, but I don't feel like it's way too short or anything. I think this is a good length, okay? And it's material that keep you cool in the summer. It does go off the shoulder, which, if you know me, isn't my favorite, but I don't mind it. And my hair kind of covers that too. So let me know what you think of the dress. I'd love to hear it. And like I said, and I love dragonflies. They're my fave. So I like the way it looks with this, and I like the way my hair can kind of cover it if I want it to. You can go really bold with your jewelry and your makeup, but you can also go really, really simple. This would be really cute after being on the beach all day and then just wearing it to have dinner or something. Not for beach wear, but afterwards, cute little thing you can just throw on, right? So now it's time for an affirmation. I like to choose an affirmation and encourage you to read it to yourself every single day, morning or night, or even morning and night. I really enjoy waking up in the morning and just repeating it to myself. So this week is, I love who I am right here in this moment. We need to stop looking to the future and say, okay, I'm only going to love myself when. I'll love myself when I lose 20 pounds. I'll love myself when I make the next rank in my business. I'll love myself when I make X amount of money. I'll love myself when I'm doing better mentally. No. That's not what we do. That's not where this is. Love yourself right here in this moment. I love myself as I am in this moment. That does not mean that you can't be better. This does not mean that you can't get better. What this means is that you love yourself right here, right now. You are good enough, okay? And then we can improve upon ourselves. But we got to be right here, right now, okay? Repeat after me. I love myself right now in this moment. Just as I am in this moment. Okay, I kind of screwed that up, so let me say it again. I love who I am right here in this moment, okay? All right, so on to self-care. I like to pick a self-care item to do this week. You could do it every day, you could do it once a week, whatever. This one is a little vague, but it is create something. I have started learning about watercolors and just kind of creating. It's not something that's very good, but I have found that I kind of like painting, so it's kind of cool. And that is not something that I'm good at, drawing, any of that. I am not an artist, but it doesn't have to just be that. If you sew, make something, but it doesn't have to be something that's good, okay? Just try your hand at something and start creating something. Go outside of your comfort zone. Go outside of your norm. You could make some jewelry. Like I said, you could paint. You can do some things online. My son is starting to learn how to paint on his iPad. There's some really cool things on there. So think about that and think about the things that you could create and how fun it is to just sit and be creative. I just love that idea. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that's what we're going to do this week. We are going to create. And I would love to hear what you decide to create, okay? Send me a picture. I'd love it, okay? And the last thing I want to talk about is decluttering. So if you've been watching me, you know that is the word of the year for me. And it's not just about things in my house. It's about decluttering your mind, decluttering ideas that you have. Like if you have ideas about yourself that need to be decluttered, you think you're ugly, you think you're not worthy, you think anything about yourself that is just wrong or is just so negative, we're going to get rid of those things too. But today I want to talk about decluttering something that's in your house, and that is to clean up your makeup and your toiletries. You probably know that makeup has an expiration date, and it may not even be on the thing, but your mascara, you're not supposed to use longer than 3 months after you open it. Whether you used it once or you used it 50 times, get rid of it. Your eye makeup too. So after I had my surgery on my eye, I had to throw all of my eye makeup away because that stuff can get bacteria and stuff, and your toiletries too. And while I'm at it, when you're using your skincare, stop sticking your finger in your skincare, okay? Most of them will come with something. If they don't, you can buy them really cheap, like $1, that you put in there and then slather, okay? But you don't want that bacteria from your fingers, whatever. So start going through your makeup and your toiletries. So let's concentrate this week on our makeup and our toiletries. Just go through if any are expired or if you've used them longer than you should have. Let's just get rid of them. Okay, I know sometimes it's hard and you look at that and you go, I've only used that a couple of times in the last year. It was so expensive. Yeah, but just, I'm sorry. Maybe use it more. Maybe that is your clue to go, hey, I really love that. I need to use it more. Okay? All right, so this is the end of my Fancy Friday. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I want to say goodbye to my daddy and say thank you very much for loving me and being such a good dad, and thank you, Judy, for loving me, and thank you to all of you who have watched and who watch every time, and I really appreciate you. And if you're new, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you watch me again. So that's it. Happy Friday. Have an awesome weekend, and I love each and every one of you.